Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the UAlbany Esports stream. Tonight we have another installment of Marvel Rivals. This time watching our UAlbany Gold team. Last week we saw the Purple team win, but this time we're going to switch it up to our Gold team, who I believe are a brand new team we have here. Once again from Marvel Rivals, we will be starting on Wakanda. All I know about this team so far, from what I've been told, is that they play pretty much everything. They are really open to any comps, any characters, and I'm really interested to see what they'll play today. I'm actually very thankful because today I actually have a co-commentator this time, so you won't hear me yap. I have the lovely Olivia Corey with me.
Hello, hello, hello.
So hopefully we'll see her help me out here. She's really confident. Don't worry.
Yes.
So I gotta remember here. So UAlbany, looking for Angela Ultron. I love that. I'm an Angela player myself. Opting for kind of a brawly rush type thing, if I'm looking at. And we see the Chargers. Sorry, we are versing the New Haven Chargers. I should introduce the rivals here. Get the rivals. Opting for also kind of like a brawly dive. We see Magic, Lord Magic, Lord Spider-Man, then triple support. Everybody does not like triple support, we know this. But, you know, in a competitive setting, we're here to win. So, we see...
What's wrong with triple support?
Triple support, it's just like, it's such a scared way to play because you're just pushing heals out and everybody knows the healers and rivals are just busted. So, it's just not fun to deal with. Yeah. We see Loki ban and Thor ban and a Phoenix save from the Chargers thus far. I wonder why they're saving Phoenix if they're not, hovering her. We see a Magic ban, maybe a Target ban already out of the Danes. See Gambit ban. I think we talked about it last time. Gambit is just way too busted this season, and just just in general, his speed boost is old. Like we talked about, is just crazy. See the Danes saving Invis. I'm sure both teams will like to see that. Olivia, what do you think the final ban's going to be? What do you think the teams would want to ban for each other?
I think, I don't know. Well, aren't they doing another healer on this team? Oh, they banned Groot.
Groot ban is probably interesting. I would assume it's for their Angela, because Groot Wall, as if anybody knows anything about Rivals, Groot Wall, the Iron Groot Wall, can actually stop Angela from picking up Groot. Which is annoying, trust me. I feel it in Grandmaster lobbies as well. The little flex there. And funny enough, the Chargers either miss their save or just don't want to save anybody. I really think that's just a misplay by them. Maybe they forgot to lock a save in. And the final ban out of the Chargers is Rocket. I wonder why Rocket ban. Rocket, he's good, but he's not crazy. And especially in higher play, I thought myself I wouldn't see Rocket too much, but maybe they just have a bad experience with Rocket. So we see the Chargers actually not commit to the triple support, but opting for two main supports in Invis and Luna, using that Phoenix pick like I talked about. So kind of pokey, a little Spider-Man action there, but definitely playing a little safe. And we see the Danes also opting for Phoenix and a very similar kind of matchup here. We see Angela and Spider-Man gonna put that backline pressure in while the rest of the team kind of brawls. But we do see the Danes going triple support. It hurts to see my home team kind of doing that, but they are trying to win here. Olivia, how do you think it's gonna turn out for you? What comp do you think is gonna win, just from your judgment?
Spider-Man is really annoying to play against.
As everybody can agree, yes.
Yes, he's very annoying to play against.
As we see, he's already trying to look for a pick.
Yeah. I hate playing against Spider-Man. Same thing
Sure those are bad
with
guys.
Doctor Strange. He's also pretty annoying with teleporting around.
You know what? Funny that you say that. Strange. Phoenix didn't get picked, by the way. Strange is just seen pretty much everywhere now. I saw it in comp last time, but he's kind of going to struggle here against Angela. Angela can really just kind of bully Strange players. Just ignore the shield because you can just pick them up and start meleeing. A Phoenix, I think, getting a third pick there. Oh my god, this Phoenix player definitely got to watch out for. Quenchable, I believe, is either the Grandmaster or he's also the team captain. but I mean, he might also be the Celestial player. I forget. But showing here, that doesn't really matter. His aim is just impeccable. I'm being told that we have Charger fans in the chat. I will try to be unbiased and try to glaze both teams. Don't worry. But right now, Albany with the capturing the point here. I wonder. Sorry, I didn't even see. But Magneto, they might have swapped off of Strange. They did. Phoenix getting another pick. The Charger Moon Knight getting picked up. They also swapped off Spider-Man. Yes, the Spider-Man swapped to Moon Knight. Probably to kind of combat that kind of poke brawl comp. You don't really see that with Moon Knight. Try to get unbundle people. See Angela here just trying to pick Mag, pick her up with a spear. I mean, that's just classic Angela play. See a Luna ult, sorry, Invis ult come out. Pretty aggressive Invis ult, probably trying to get a few picks here. I think the Danes are just gonna back up, try to get their own support rolls. They do not, unfortunately. Ultron ult does not come out. Ultron being dead here. Storm swap off of I believe Phoenix as well. Yes. We see Luna ult off the Chargers. And we see UAlbany having 4 ults online, not using any of them right now though. I would probably just, nope, never mind. They just spam 3 ults. Huge ults coming all around. Oh my god, 4 kills on the Phoenix ult is crazy there.
Play? Play of the game?
Maybe play of the game if we have them. No, that was just a perfectly timed Phoenix ult. I believe she timed it, so as the Luna ult drops, she would also drop, and you can shoot Phoenix ult out, but unfortunately they couldn't do it in time, and she does pick up 4. Because Phoenix ult does crash through shields. See the Angela ult coming out. She does get 2 with Strange, and UAlbany using their ults perfectly there. Angela ult was probably definitely the stall, but they do secure round 1 of T'Challa here. And Olivia, what do you think the Chargers have to do here to kind of combat the UAlbany comp, especially their Phoenix?
Well, Phoenix is a healer, right?
Phoenix is a DPS, actually.
DPS.
She kind of plays like Hela. Kind of like off-brand Hela, you know what I mean?
Hela? From Overwatch?
No, not from Overwatch, from Rivals. So kind of like a marksman-esque character.
Okay. Well, don't they want to switch characters for a counter for her?
Yeah, and we kind of see that. We see Star-Lord, seeing Angela kind of like diving. Because with a poke character, they're going to struggle with dive because, they're really meant to play long range. So the closer you get, the harder it is. Phoenix does a little better job here. We see UAlbany opting to keep their own comp. Cloak and Dagger also on the Chargers. So the Chargers definitely switch around almost their whole comp. I think it might work for them having a little more kind of rush dive to really pick off maybe this Phoenix and possibly put more pressure on the supports. But I don't think Strange is going to let that happen. We do see Maggle online. Not much to save it with. Maybe Ultron ult. Taking the fight straight to point. Not really playing that middle ground area. I wonder who got the point first. I believe it is the Chargers on point right now. Angela trying to grab someone probably. Phoenix almost having ult again, trying to get a pick. That might be Mag off. Mag is off the map with Invis push there. I love that ability so much. And we see the Danes trying to kind of snowball this out of control. Ultron getting a pick, which is huge. That's what Ultron definitely does. See the Angela trying to get out, and yes, Albany is going to take this fight first. Olivia, what do you think they did right there?
There's just a lot going on.
Oh, Rivals is definitely a game like that.
Wow, okay. Well, who's the girl with the flying sword?
That is
Wings?
Angela. That is
Angela.
Thor's sister, yes.
Her.
Her? I mean, Angela is just biased here. Love Angela.
She's very annoying.
She's kind of like a tanky Spider-Man if you get that. And we see Invis ult out of Albany working really well here. We do see the Invis ult off the Chargers, though. I feel like the Invis ult for the Chargers might work out better for them. See Ultron ult. I think that's a really good time, Ultron ult. Just a bunch of ult dumps here. We see the Phoenixes each get picked respectively. Mag might go down here, but the bubbles are going to be hard to get through. I wonder if Strange is going to pop his ult here. We see Luna ult actually being used. All of the Chargers alive while the Phoenix on the Danes are dead. See Phoenix kind of solo ult the Danes' Invis there. And we see possibly the Chargers kind of snowball this out of control. We do see Angela grab Mag off the map. Love to see it. But yeah, the Angela's not going to be able to do enough there. and the Chargers are going to take the fight and are going to take the point. I do wonder how I think their aim here is to maybe pull a lot of ults, and we see Strange get pushed off the map. Once again, we see, as you were kind of talking about, Olivia, that's what Angela does. She grabs your tanks and she either brings them to the back line, or in this case, on T'Challa, a map really known for sometimes open space, to just launch people off the map. You were right, it is very annoying.
Yeah.
And we see Strange with ult here, we see Angela with ult. I wonder if they are going to combo that together. See Cloakel online, so we definitely want to see to get picked there. See Angela ult kind of come out, unfortunately only grabs one. I believe that Angela's going to struggle there. And we do see the Danes' Invis also die pretty early in the fight. I did not notice that. Strange ult still online, did not use it. The Angela ult was kind of a waste there, but we do see Cloakel be used for the Angela ult. Huge Strange ult, I believe that stunned quite a bit there, but mag bubbles do save people. And I think the Chargers are going to probably take this fight, and they're a pretty advantageous spot. I think I spoke too soon because we see the Danes get a pick there on the Invis. We see them kind of just running this down a bit, and we're going to see a Phoenix, Phoenix straight there, and Quenchable, the Phoenix, showing that he is just kind of, he's feeling himself today. His aim is pretty on point, I will say. The Chargers do have two ults here. We could see an Angela Bucky combo, maybe Mag dump, but Mag, I wonder who he's going to ult. It's going to be pretty hard here to ult someone. We see Ultron in the sky and Luna and Invis. Probably trying to save it for the Luna as she does have ult soon. Mag being pretty aggressive here, getting pulled into the point. Really just trying to get a pick here, I think that is what we're trying to see. We see Charger having 4 ults here. Angela ult coming down, dropping, forcing Luna ult. Definitely going to see Mag ult. Definitely see an Invis ult. Huge Mag ult on the Luna. Luna dies there because Mag ult can one-tap any support if he does aim it correctly. And we're seeing the Chargers running down here, trying to get maybe kind of staggering the Danes' team here. If they got that Invis kill, she would be set back even longer. We do see the Danes have Invis ult, almost the only ult they have possibly for this final fight. See a Phoenix ult, we see almost another Cloakel. I think that Cloakel might hurt them later on if she can grab it real quick. I'm just going to see Angela play really aggressive here. It's going to be very hard for the Danes to kind of breach this because the Chargers are going to play defensive. Invis dies, that is not good for the Chargers. We see Cloakel instantly coming out, I agree there. Invis ult, both support ults dumping. No other ult's really going to come out soon. We're going to see Phoenix ult eventually, I think, but it's not looking good for the Chargers. They have 2 dead. We're going to see probably a Strange ult anytime soon. See Angela ult drop, and the Danes actually kind of successfully taking this fight. We're definitely going to see a port, if possible, by the Chargers, but they only have, I believe, 10 seconds once OT hits, so definitely expecting a port. Not looking good. Port comes out from the Chargers, kind of staggered a bit. Phoenix ult comes out, gets a pick on the Chargers Invis. That was the Danes' ult. Angela getting 2. She got Cloak and Mag, which is beautiful from this Angela player. That is their captain. I believe his pronounced Pick Tack. And we see Danes successfully ward off the portal there, and the Angela successfully getting 3 picks to stop it. That was quite beautiful from UAlbany right there. The Angela pick definitely worked out for them. What do you say, Olivia?
Yes, I really do think that end they really were able to catch back up, surprisingly. I didn't think they were going to.
That's a good point. I think the Chargers did play that really well there. Holding point was a little bit of a struggle, but not much you could do. OT, really, Strange port is a pretty common occurrence. So that is map 1 to the Danes. It is currently 1-0 in the series. We'll be right back when round 2 begins.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I just want to give a shout out to Peter Awad, watcher, and
the rest of our 5 viewers. Thank you for tuning in. I wonder what we're going to try and start with here. You know, you really wonder what the Chargers, I believe is their map pick. It says right there. Come on, right? Looks like they're trying to go Wakanda, which would be quite interesting. You may want to opt for kind of like a pretty choke-heavy map. Switching to Midtown, really hard to say right now. They are opting for Midtown. Midtown. I was right. That's the name of the map.
Yes.
Good job, me, right? So I wonder what their play is going to be here. I'm sure they're going to target ban Angela. We usually see in round 2s, in round 3, and like anything beyond round 1, we definitely see the target bans. I mean, last week we saw with the Hella, Hawkeye, Phoenix ban for Ada.
They've got really cute. Oh my God! Look at the shark one on Hammett.
You gotta take back and admire the cosmetics of Rivals, don't we? I mean, I'm sure everybody knows the skins of Rivals.
They are.
And we're actually seeing a remake here. Don't know why. Not much to say on our part. Possibly, maybe some technical issues, but for the time being, we are just gonna sign off for now.
No.
Not sign off completely. Never mind. We're back already, everybody. Don't know why that happened. Definitely has to be a connection issue. And I apologize for saying sign off. I should have said pause as a better word here. Really wonder what happened there. But now I have to maybe they chose the wrong map. It might have been that.
Oh.
Actually going to Central Park this time. That's sweet. Which I believe is the Dracula map. That's a...
Dracula?
Yeah. Dracula.
Is there a Dracula skin?
Dracula is actually canon in Marvel, I believe. There's like a vampire-esque character.
I didn't know that. Oh my God, look at the shark with the glasses.
No, Jeff. Yes, once again, the cosmetics.
Yes, Jeff.
Everybody loves and hates Jeff. So, we're going to possibly see Mantis. This guy has Lord Everything. He might be a support one-trick for all we know. We see Mag. We see... that is support pool. No, it's DPS pool. That's a weird one. Usually, DPS pools are usually considered the weakest because support pool and tank pool are just so overbearing. But we do see DPS pool also on the Albany side. Pretty similar comps right now, I dare say. We see Mag, we see Deadpool, possibly a cloak pick from the Chargers since they just played it. We see another Gambit ban. They do not want to verse Gambit. Who would, right? A Thor ban. Once again, these are pretty similar bans from last round. Not too many target bans. I wonder why. Usually you want to maybe sneak in one target ban, especially this Angela. If I versed that Angela last round, I would want to get rid of her. We see that...
another group ban?
Another group ban. Probably once again for the Angela. Also just really annoying. Yeah, these are very near bans we see from round 1. We do see that Dane's opting to try to go maybe Rogue, just hover Rogue. I wonder how that's going to play. Maybe play kind of like a Brawly-esque thing. Hard to say. Maybe it's just that they're out there having a little fun. And if I were the Chargers here, I would maybe just probably save Mag. Mag makes sense, but that kind of helps both teams. We have to remember that. You're wasting a whole save slot for a character that both teams want anyway. Maybe not the best of their ability there. See a Phoenix save. You know, it's funny that Phoenix is the the second save. You would think that they want the first, and we see a Spider-Man ban. Spider-Man's really good in this map because he can pull people off the map.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people here have probably experienced that in their ranked games, or maybe attempted it themselves. See an Adam ban. Okay, that might be a throw pick. No offense to the Chargers. Adam did get buffed. Adam can now fly. We do love to see it. My boy finally has movement. But to see him get banned is very interesting. That does counter triple support, as you do normally see Adam in triple support. But we see that both teams... We'll start with the Danes. We see Emma Mag. That is their same comp. Honestly, the only thing swapping here is, I believe, the... we see a few people swapping roles. We see Pick Tack swapping off Angela, going for Ultron, sticking to the Flyers. And we see Cloud is Loud switching to Emma. I believe he may have been the other support from last game. And we see kind of UAlbany running definitely a brawl. This is definitely brawly poke, just a little bit, mainly poke. Then we see the Chargers going for a Magic. Love to see a Magic. Some Punisher, Mag, and Emma. Very similar comps we see out here. Just a little bit difference in the DPS and support. I wonder who do you think is gonna come out on top here, Olivia? Do you think UAlbany having a little more poke might help them, or do you think the Chargers kind of brawly-ish dive might help?
Well, I'm hoping for the UA win here, so I hope with this pick, with the pokey pick, that UA brings out the win here.
That pokey pick, I love that term. But it's gonna be interesting to see here. It's gonna be hard to say. I think the Chargers with this Magic pick might be annoying.
Shields.
Oh yeah, Emma Mag is definitely the main shield tank here, but Emma's little prism can definitely help a bit. See, Cloak's just throwing out their little bubbles. Definitely just back and forth here. This is what you normally see on round 1. Emma trying to grab the Mag. I think that was a great play. That is Emma's kick right there. She did a very good job of trying to get a pick there. We do see Quenchable actually dying there. I did not see what he died to, possibly to a Punisher beam. And like I was talking about, round 1 here, the first point here is just a really hard choke. We actually do see the Magic dying on the Chargers, and maybe a failed dive, maybe try to go too far in front of the tanks. We do see Invis ult on the Chargers first, which is really good. That's very important to win the first fight, is to get your support ults first. We do see Emma dying. That is a pretty big blunder, especially on this first point.
They have very good supports.
Oh, definitely.
Tank alive.
We do see Quenchable dying again, though. He's getting picked off very often. I wonder if it's this Punisher. We see support ults going out here. We see the Cloak ult down. Mag trying to potentially get the Luna here. I believe he missed. He did not hit the Luna. Very unfortunate. We see Quenchable instantly coming back and getting a pick on the Magic. Very, very good pick there. Ultron ult, both support ults. That is not something you want to see. You do not want to put both your support ults at the same time.
They probably didn't communicate.
Probably did not communicate. Yeah. Yes, exactly. We see Mag on the Danes getting a pick there on the Punisher. See Phoenix just holding ult. Interesting. Maybe I don't know the play there, but maybe just looking for a pick. We see the support killing both the rest of the Chargers here, and it looks like the Danes are gonna take this first point. Actually, a port from the Chargers. That is amazing to see. Might see Darkchild here. She actually gets a pick on the Luna. That's a very good pick, and that might actually help the Chargers here. They might be able to take this back. I believe it. That Luna pick is really good, and we do see the Chargers kind of winning this fight. Unfortunately, they didn't even use any ults there. Let me correct myself. They only used Emma ult, which, one ult for a whole point is very effective, Olivia. You'd never want to waste any of your utils to possibly get a point back. And I think it was a very good take here. They have almost a minute left on the clock. If they don't get any progression, that is amazing. We do see Quenchable switching off Phoenix, going for Bucky. If you know anything about Bucky with his hook, very similar to Spider-Man, but this time he can pull the enemy into himself. Definitely don't want to see that. Bucky's a great character. I love Bucky myself.
And I saw he just got a pick with the hook.
Yeah, you see him trying to get this Mag, especially. Yeah. Mag might die here. That's all that Bucky, really that's what Bucky does in Brawl, is trying to grab tanks. He gets a pick on the Magic. That was a pretty failed Magic dive. I think he missed possibly his E, which is his dash.
We just got, is that an ult?
Yes, we see a Cloak ult down. We see Emma ult coming out a little early, though. We see Luna ult. Unfortunately, we're on 3 tanks. We're off Punisher, so they're going to struggle a bit with the damage here. Huge Bucky ult. Maybe try to get again here. Invis ult a little possibly far forward. But the rest of the Danes are actually on point, so it really does not matter there. And we see Quenchable. Oh my god, he might have gotten a 6K there. He might have wiped the whole team.
Really?
I believe so. He may have only missed 1 kill, but still, it's very impressive by the Bucky player to successfully use his ult. But, the Chargers did effectively stall there. We do see them getting almost all the time for first point. So the Danes, I wonder if they're going to play a little aggressive here. What do you think, Olivia?
I don't know. I think that would be a little risky. I think they should play it slow, especially because they're ahead right now.
It might be hard because they might see that the Chargers are very good at stalling. We see the Chargers popping Emma ult and Darkchild here. That is the Magic ult. Yeah, this Magic's not having a good time. It may not be the play here. We just have not seen too many successful dives. as we would like to see. And we do see them actually switching to Phoenix here. I think that is possibly the right choice. We see Maggle on the Dane side. There's really nothing to hit with right now. You might use it defensively, but we see the Chargers Mag die here. Very unfortunate pick. Do not want Mag to die. And we actually see both tanks dead. That is not good at all. We see the ult from Bucky. That's a very aggressive ult. I know we're just talking about whether to be aggressive or not. I think they're just trying to push and push and push the Chargers back into their spawn. Then again, they left the cart open. So is that really the best play? We do not know.
Well, doesn't the cart automatically move?
It does, but you do still want at least one person on it. You can have max 3 for the best push, but you definitely at least want one person. We see a cloak ult from the Chargers here come out. No mag ult from Dark Magic on the Danes. That is the Danes' mag. Wonder why. That's a pretty default thing to do once you see a cloak ult. We see the Chargers actually have 3 ults here compared to the Danes' 2. We did just see Emma ult come out. Did not work, unfortunately. I really think the Invis should ult here. Just seeing a lot. We do see Mag ult, we see Luna ult, we see a bunch of ults coming out from both sides. 2 Mag ults. It's going to be interesting to see who wins here. And I believe the Mag killed Invis, maybe unpurposely with that ult. And we're going to see the Chargers try to win this fight. We do see a very late Phoenix ult. Probably not the smartest. And once again, Quenchable had ult again. I think it's only possibly been a minute since he used the last one. Yeah, Bucky ult, you can get that really fast. His E's go through everybody. The only thing I believe
what's the stats right now?
The stats right now,
like kills.
Unfortunately, I'm not too sure, but I think.
Should it just be time?
No, because we are spectating, so we cannot see it. That's unfortunate, but I think we can definitely say Quenchable has plenty of kills. I don't think we need to really see the scoreboard to tell by that. We see him, once again, just going back to default Bucky plays, trying to get this tank. We see him shift the M off the map. We see a Wolverine swap. I should have noticed that. The Wolverine killing Emma. Wolf does really good here because there's actually a void open, so Wolf can just constantly grab these tanks. Kind of like a Bucky-esque character here. We actually see him grab Bucky, but the mag bubble saves him just last minute. Very good bubble by Dark Magic there. I wonder what the Charger's going to do here. I do agree.
Who's this guy? Is that Wolverine?
That is Wolverine. That's a Lord Wolverine trying to grab tanks right now. See Quenchable getting another pick on the mag. He is doing his job. Beautiful. Like, out. I'm not trying to glaze my team here. My school, dare I say. But I don't know if you saw what Quenchable did there. He used his hook to get Emma off the map and then ulted to get back onto the map. So he basically did what he needed to do, but didn't die for it. That's a great play. See 2 Invis ults on each side. See Phoenix ult, see Ultron ult. Once again, kind of seeing the support ults overlap there. You do not like to see it. See a huge Emma ult potentially here. Quenchable getting another pick. It's just a common phrase we're going to see here. Quenchable getting a pick. See, both Emma ults coming out. Really just swapping ults here. It's very difficult here. And I wonder who's going to take this fight here. We do see the Wolverine dead, but he does have ult online. We see the Bucky being very aggressive. Has ult again. It's his line. Jesus. He has it again, everybody. Not just the ult from, killing people. He just has farmed another ult. It is crazy to see how many ults he's producing here. And we do see the Danes successfully get to the end. Unfortunately, I believe they have 0 time on the clock, which, you preferably want at least some time on the clock, potentially going to OT. We see that in most hero shooters.
Oh, they have no time left.
They do not have any time left. Rivals does give each team a minute, but, you usually want to get as much time as you can. So I think the Chargers did a pretty good job there stalling. But do you really just want to stall the whole time? Do you not just want to maybe take initiative and potentially win the not win the game, dare I say, but push them back a little bit? So we're going to have to see what the Chargers do here on attack. That we see a support pool swap, I believe, off of Luna, maybe trying to get that early ult, because Deadpool can get ult in 20 seconds actually.
Wow.
Yes, Deadpool has probably the fastest ult in the game. It is crazy. That's why he's so good. We actually see the Chargers going, say it with me, triple support. Might just be the play here. Maybe they feel that they're taking too much damage. Maybe they just can't get their bearings because the Quenchable over there just really killing the team, as we saw how many kills did he get, right? So I kind of like this comp from Chargers. I like Rogue myself, but I wonder how good it is going to be with the supports here. Potentially the lack of damage might hurt them. And we see the Danes staying on the comp they already were on. We see them also on triple support. Might have been a swap actually. I don't remember Tack being. No, he was on support. My mistake. So we see both teams going triple support here, but I think Quenchable being the only DPS will work because we see him getting these picks anyway.
Yes, he is. He's getting these picks easily.
Gonna probably hook Mag. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is just bullying this Mag player on the Chargers. It's very unfortunate, and we do see him.
Yep.
Because I'm assuming the combo here is that you hook with Bucky, you grab with Emma, then you kick him to the side, leave him for the dog. So, very unfortunate here. Like I was talking about, Deadpool already online. It's been almost 40 seconds in the game.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting character, to say the least. But they kind of wasted it there. We didn't see any fighting that might have been left over from the other fight. But, not looking good. You definitely don't want to waste Deadpool, even if it is fast. We see Quenchable already almost at, again. I don't know the proper term, but everybody knows it as again. So... definitely gonna be aggressive with here, I think, with it. As we've seen him be, I believe. No, that was not him. That was actually Rogue fighting. Very interesting to see here. I think he might want to use this early before Invis gets ult. Maybe he might force out the Invis ult with his own ult, which might help his team. That is actually a very good strategy. And it's gonna be a very interesting fight. We might just see an ult dumps here. We see the cloak ult coming out. And we see the Chargers actually get the first pick on the Luna. That is not what you want to see. We see a huge ult dump from the Danes. Oh my god, 4 ults. That is very interesting. Wow. Successfully kill the Phoenix. I don't know how worth it that's going to be as the Chargers are in their own Invis ult. We see Deadpool ult coming out again. And we actually see the Chargers successfully winning this fight, I believe. I think they will actually take it here. Maggle, that's a good Maggle. Very defensive. Sometimes instead of just focusing a support with that ult, you might just want to eat everything around you. But I believe that Luna might have been ulting because she just ran out of it. So the Mag ult was very successful. See the Danes opting to port here, but what can they do? We see Rogue ult. I think Rogue ult might come out a little early here to stop any potential ults. Phoenix ult into the corner. Huge ult. Getting Quenchable. That's a good pick. You do not want to verse Quenchable in any scenario. And we see the Chargers kill Strange and Quenchable here. Not what you want to see when you port out. And swapping the Venom, I wonder if they're just trying to stall here.
Yeah,
I believe that is what they're just trying to do. But is that really the play? That might just set you back even more, But I think they're just trying to stall time here. We see the Rogue. Oh my god, love Rogue. Huge spatial damage. But unfortunately, there's not getting too many picks here. The Danes are actually successfully holding this off. Maybe the Venom pick was good. Yeah. Maybe I was just wrong. And we... see Invis ult back online for the Danes, using it potentially a little early. Nobody's really too low there. Magult's definitely going to come out. Actually, see Cloak ult first. I think that is a very smart move, saving the Magult and opting for Cloak ult. We see the Chargers having 3 ults. We see the Danes having 2. We see Jeff ult. I didn't see the Jeff swap.
Yes, he did.
Huge Jeff ult. He grabs 2. He gets tank pool. He gets both supports.
And he jumped
that low key might just save the Danes there. They grabbed the two supports on the Chargers, only having Invis. You do see Invis ult out. Mag on the Danes, successfully getting Invis. The Danes have just wiped the whole Chargers backline. That is so unfortunate for the Chargers. The Danes are not letting this go. Very unfortunate. You see a Daredevil swap actually, trying to kill this Deadpool off. Yes. We see the Phoenix dying again. He's definitely going to have to... There a swap to Strange. It's going to be... Rogue comes out again. I have to... There's just so much happening. No ults on the Danes here. Rogue may not do too much here. Just only keeping her alive. We see Quenchable getting 2. He's a menace on Daredevil, apparently. Not just Bucky. We see Venom swap from the Chargers getting onto point. And the Danes did such a good job there of just stalling. That was... really beautiful. There was just so much going on. I don't know if you can tell I'm out of breath here just trying to commentate it. Very beautiful stall by the Danes there. Oh my god, Olivia. I know you don't have too much experience in Rivals, but just watching that, wow. What do you have to say yourself?
that was a lot. I think they were really carried by our guy Quenchable here.
Quenchable, 39 and 7. We are thankfully gonna finally see this scoreboard, and yeah, Quenchable just way just don't want to do a little glazing here, but he is just ahead of everybody. 25 final hits is crazy for anybody. Not like you don't see that very often where somebody has that many final hits. You only see that in like Magic players or even Hella players who try to finish their kills. So for a Daredevil named Bucky to have almost 25 final hits, almost his whole team combined. Actually, hold on, let's do the math here. 4 plus 6, 15, 20. He has 2 less final hits than his whole team combined. That is crazy work. I'm sure his team are loving him today. Very well done by the Danes. There's not much to say there.
Yeah.
I wonder what the Chargers are thinking right now. They're probably like, what can we do to stop Quenchable? I would be thinking that too. Do you have anything else, Olivia, that you want to add?
Nope, but I think I want to go talk to Quenchable.
We should see if we can interview Quenchable after this. I would love to shake those godlike hands of his to see what a great Marvel Rivals player is. But we will be right back until Game 3. Just trying to wonder what will the Chargers do here. See you in a bit. And welcome back, everybody. It appears we are ready for the third match of the night. Once again, New Haven has the pick. They unfortunately did lose on their map pick, which is not a great feeling. You know, morale is a big thing, definitely, in usually longer series like this, you know, especially if it goes on longer. Confidence is a key. I wonder if they are going to actually successfully... they're going to Yggdrasil still, which is... interesting map for them. I wonder if they're maybe going to try and open up the map, potentially, just to maybe try something different, you know? It's hard to say, because the other two maps have been kind of in Albany's favor. I think they like these kind of close spaces, potentially not to worry about anything around them, as we see they're kind of going poke and kind of brawly. So, you know, you really don't want dive or too much open space so you can't get, like, jumped by a whole team. And I think that's exactly what the case is, because we see a Magic hover, we see a Spider-Man hover, we see Jeff, which is kind of typically seen in dive, because, you know, he can just stand all the way in the back while his dive can just jump everybody. And we see... a Widow hover by the Danes. I hope that is for the vibes and simply not an actual play, because who would want that, right? See a Fantastic hover. I would love to see a Fantastic. I love Fantastic personally. I think these are just hovers. It's really hard to say. And once again, I'm not to say I'm slightly disappointed, but we're seeing the same damn bands again. We see a Thor band, we see a Magic save. These are the same bands we've seen for every game so far. We see the Danes banning Gambit, saving Invis. I don't know why they're doing this. This is getting... You'd think in a third game scenario, you would change your bans to actually counter your opponent. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, they're not doing that. I personally think target banning it's a strategy at some point. What do you think, Olivia?
Yeah, I mean, as an Overwatch player, we usually target ban. It is very useful, and I don't understand why they wouldn't want to ban somebody that quenchable plays.
I agree, and, like, you know, it might be a throwaway ban because, you know, you're only stopping one character, and we've seen Quenchable be really good, but, you know, just denying them of, like, a comfort pick alone is enough. And, you know what? Finally, we see a Captain America save. What are these bans? I don't think Cap should have been saved. I don't think they were even looking to ban Cap on the Danes' side. We have not seen Cap today. Nope. We do not see Cap a lot in comp because, you know, nobody plays him because Captain America is just the GOAT. A little glazed by myself. I am a Captain America player. So, we see a Spider-Man ban. I agree with that. Maybe the... I think the Danes definitely saw the bans on the... the save of the Chargers with Cap and Magic and said, they might be going dive. So they wanted to stop that. And, oh my god, we see the boy himself, Adam, actually coming out here. The Adam buffs might go crazy here. We see Lord Adam, actually, so he's been committed to him since day one. And here I definitely think we are switching to a... You know, I shouldn't say switch. We're only switching characters. The Danes are going back to this brawl poke. We see Moon Knight actually being swapped out here instead of like Bucky or Phoenix. We see a Fantastic pick, which on Yggdrasil is pretty hard, I will say, because it's so open. It's hard for a Fantastic to sometimes walk up. We see the Chargers opting for Mag Rogue, Storm, Moon Knight, and their usual Cloak and Invis. I wonder, it's kind of very similar comps here from the teams here with this kind of poke, brawl-esque thing. And I wonder how it's going to work out for them. I thought Albany was potentially going for triple tank there. That scared me. But very similar comps. Moon Knight must be very good on this map. So I wonder what they are going to do here. What do you think, Olivia? How do you think it's going to play out?
I hope they go with the same approach they've been going with because it's been working out with the poke.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? We actually see
they're going into their side.
No, yeah, we see Albany actually splitting up here. I don't know how much I agree with that. You know, they've been playing pretty together for the most part. Mag almost died.
Working
Mag actually
together.
getting picked off. Maybe that split kind of push was in the play. We see the Storm pick actually going pretty well but Fantastic might just try and ground her constantly. Fantastic being a little aggressive here. Hard to say if this will work out. I think the Chargers should just snowball this real quick, get easy picks. Unfortunately, it's not going to look like that. But Storm actually getting a pick on the Invis, which is an interesting pick since I'm sure Storm couldn't get that close. And maybe the Invis was out of position. Who knows? So, the Danes are about halfway here, but this corner is just really hard for attack, I will say. And we do see the Chargers getting ults really quick. They have both support ults already, which maybe that means the Danes are doing great damage, but nothing to laugh at. 2 support ults. Adam, Storm actually dying there. That is not good. Storm ult can low-key wipe if there's no support ults. And the Danes might actually, I think later on they might struggle because, opting for Adam instead of a traditional healer kind of like Luna, they're down a support ult. They only have Invis to protect them. And, Adam Rez can help, but not every fight, as we know. But the Danes are successfully taking this fight. We see Fantastic ult doing really good AoE damage, and Fantastic really running it down. That's what Fantastic does best. Storm ult, do not agree with that. That is a very far... Is she just not using it? Yeah, okay. So, if you're gonna use Storm ult, maybe just to stall, at least kind of predict if you're gonna make it, and B, if you're even gonna use it. Because you just wasted an ult, and you didn't even try to put pressure. That's very unagreeable with what the Storm did there. See Mag almost getting picked off there by Emma. See Moon Knight ult. I don't think the Moon Knight ult was perfectly placed. I think the Danes are just gonna walk right by it. See Emma ult get 2 kills. Very interesting. See Mag will come out here. Misses the cloak. The cloak knew to duck and cover. See Adam ult. Interesting. Just for the Invis. That is very interesting. We see Bucky actually being swapped in for Moon Knight. Not on Quenchable. Quenchable is actually on Adam, which is so interesting to me. He did so good on DPS. Why put him on support? Adam is a little bit aim heavy, but not crazy.
He was demolishing last round.
I know. So I wonder. Maybe we should ask him later if we do see him. We see Adam actually being aggressive here. Hilarious play. Just using that new ability to fly to potentially fight the Storm, but Storm just denied that. He said, no, not at all. See the Fantastic ult, kind of forcing Invo's ult there. Fantastic ult surprisingly does a lot of damage, but the Fantastic's in the middle of this. I wonder if he's going to get picked off. We actually see the Storm get picked off by Adam. Quenchable getting 2 on Adam. Maybe we spoke too soon. Maybe the Adam pick was effective. Aim is aim in the end of the day. But the Danes have no ults here. I wonder if Cloak ult, Cloak ult comes out. I really think that Chargers should play hella aggressive here. And we do see it. Mag, that's picked off there. That is a great pick. But we do see Adam ult fairly soon. I wonder if he's just going to play safe to get this Born Again off. And we do see that. We see Adam res Mag and Bucky. I'm shocked that Mag got res there. It felt like so long ago when he died. And we see that the Danes are successfully bringing this fight back. We were talking about Adam ult being potentially really good, I was talking about how Adam ult might suffer, but it actually worked out here. And we see the Adam player basically saving the fight. 3 were dead, and he saved 3. That's very good. That is a good Adam. So I wonder what the Chargers are going to do here, Olivia. What do you think?
They really do got to push back. They're getting pretty far up, and they've got time still. They've got, 2 minutes, and they're already at the next point?
Yeah, so it'll probably jump up to 4 minutes, and I would like to touch on that. We saw a Wolf and Iron Fist swap for a second, but I think that was just a misclick because we are on Phoenix. But we are opting for Wolverine on the Chargers, probably to grab their tanks again. Maybe the Chargers should potentially take time to learn Bucky. Wolf does have limitations. He has that extra, has really no range. He has to be very close. And in a competitive setting, Wolf kind of struggles. They're not really going to let the Wolf walk up too easily. Bucky, on the other hand, has range. He has hook. He's just kind of a demon, honestly. And we see Quenchable getting another kill. I really wonder if he's going to get the most kills again. Maybe on Adam. That'd be hilarious. And we see about 3 minutes on the clock here. I think the Chargers should just kind of cut the Wolf pick here and possibly switch back to Moon Knight. And I maybe just saw the future there because they do swap back to Moon Knight. See Fantastic Ult just come out there. We see the Danes actually up in ults here. This is not what we want to see while you're basically on your last ends here with the Chargers. And we see a huge wipe by Bucky. Not even unquenchable, may I add. It was Eternix, who's actually the controller player. It's very interesting to see that the controller player be on. Yeah, Eternix is the controller player here, which is not typically what you see. Bucky not too crazy on aim, but somewhat aim. So, and controllers can aim, but it's a little more difficult.
Where do you see that it's controller?
On the bottom will show if it's controllers or not. Rogel here, I think it's a very good ult because they probably saw Mag and Emma ult. So the Emma just ults there because you're going to lose it anyway. We see the Chargers switch to Adam. Maybe they got inspired by Quenchable to go Adam. Maybe it might work here for them. But, maybe unfortunately for them, that was too late to swap. And the Danes are very close to the end here with a minute and a half left. Then again, the Chargers have done a pretty good job. A minute and a half is not anything to laugh at. But I do believe the Chargers will not be able to stop this. And we do see Phoenix will actually come out. And the Chargers actually got on the point. I was shocked to see that. The Phoenix will die there. But we actually see Invis die on the Danes. That is not too good. I think a support in the end is much more important than DPS. You see Maggle just eat so much. Kills the Phoenix. Phoenix definitely should have been wary of that. And we do see the Danes take the first half, getting all 3 points and having about a minute on the clock. I will just sum that up to a minute. So I really wonder what the Chargers will do here. Maybe, I can't say. I don't know too much about the Chargers to say potentially what they should fall back on. And I know we've been talking about it here. And finally, they are using this Captain America. I was thinking in the back of my mind when the bands came out, why would they save Cap? Then, I proceed not to see it at all in the first round, quite disappointingly. If you're going to use a save, you might as well use the character. And actually, the Chargers did that twice, I believe. I don't think they even used Magic in the first half. I think they were on, like, Phoenix, Moon Knight, and Wolverine. I didn't see a Magic. So why save 2 characters? You're not even going to use them, at least for Albany, we see Invis save, and I forget the other save from the Danes, but at least they're using Invis, not wasting any bans or saves. And I really hope this is just a joke, but we see the Chargers going Iron Fist. Maybe the Iron Fist player is just crazy on Iron Fist, and maybe he's like just the first coming of Christ here with Iron Fist. But I wonder if it's going to be enough. Bucky can kind of counter Iron Fist here. If he can catch the Iron Fist in the air, just hook him, he's done. Fantastic, also pretty similar in that light, can definitely stop any flyer. So I'm really curious to see what the Iron Fist would do here. Iron Fist is a pretty low on the tier list right now. Not too good in general, and definitely competitive play harder to use because, competitive players are just a little more aware of a diving Iron Fist. And we see him instantly just backed off there. The Danes on defense here doing a very good job of being aware of the Iron Fist. And we do see New Haven going for a very interesting kind of comp here. We see Adam, we see Iron Fist, and then we see Invis, and we see Emma. So it's kind of like a divey poke comp, which is kind of not... They don't really synergize with each other, I feel like. Because if you're going to poke, but you don't have too much poking power, are your dives really going to get a lot of value? What do you think, Olivia?
No, I don't think they will.
I was just saying, it's really hard. You should probably focus one aspect over the other. Iron Fist is not going to do a good job here. I feel like Bucky is just way too overbearing for the Iron Fist player. We actually do see a really good pick by the Emma player there in the Chargers. Successfully getting Fantastic. We do see Adam here only for Samzuki from the Danes. Sorry if I butchered your name, but maybe a good res. Solo reses are not too crazy as Adam's ult does come up pretty fast. And we do see Adam ult on the Chargers come out purely just for Dark Magic. Sorry, not Dark Magic. Dark Magic actually gets picked off. The Adam on the Chargers potentially wasted ult there. I don't believe he got anybody rezzed. maybe preparing for the Danes to kind of run them down. But the Chargers actually take the fight there, so maybe the Adam ult wasn't in vain, or I believe their starter ult got forced 3 kills. I think that was it. And we do see the Adam rezzing himself. I wonder if they are gonna expect this port. It's gonna be up in the air, dropping down here. Bucky instantly gets stunned. I wonder by what. Bucky looking for a pick here, kind of going for this Adam. Adam's very vulnerable there. Like, is crazy. And we do see the Danes loving Bucky ult. Bucky ult is kind of hit or miss sometimes, but they have used it so effectively today. It's quite crazy. We see the Chargers only down, I believe, 2 or 1. I don't think they have any support, actually. We do see Iron Fist getting a pick on Adam there. That is a good pick in the end of the day. I wonder if Iron Fist is just going to stall here potentially with his ult. And we actually see the Chargers winning the fight right now. That is crazy. At first it looked like the Danes were going to win that fight because I believe they get picked 2 off. But it actually looks like the Chargers are winning this fight, but it's hard to say because, as we know, the Danes are very good at stalling points, and it definitely shows here because they turned the fight back around. Cloud is loud, going back on Venom to just hop on point. The Maggle successfully coming out there. The Chargers are probably not happy with that. Then, unfortunately for the Danes, they are stuck on Venom here. Maybe not too optimal, but, I think it could work. We see Quenchable having Animal already almost having that res. Chargers, I think, should use an early ult here. They should know that there's no support ults. Really no ults here for the Danes. They do have DPS and Adam, but that's nothing going to save them. Do see Emma ult like I predicted. Probably going after this Adam, but actually gets the Bucky player a Turnix. So that is not good, as he's been doing pretty well today. Starter ult comes out, does not get too many picks there. We see Quenchable once again solo ulting for his team, but does get Cloud as Loud back as well. So I think the ult was really perfectly timed to get 2 players back. Not looking good for the Danes. They are down 2 players, I believe, not rezzed. And the Chargers might potentially take the fight here. Hard to say. We can maybe see Cloud as Loud potentially get back in Venom ult here. Really hard to say, but I think the Chargers are potentially going to get to the end here. Only time could tell. Do see Invis ult online, but they do get a pick on Quenchable, who already uses Cocoon to res himself. Quenchable ganks, not Quenchable, sorry, Cloud is Loud, basically getting stunned out of his Venom ult by Emma there. The kick is just so good for CC. And yes, I just am confident to say that the Chargers are going to take this point. Luckily, getting 2 more minutes on the clock But the Danes are just not letting go. I keep saying, oh, it looks like the Chargers are going to win. It's not. The Danes are just not letting this go, but they did waste Invis ult there. Probably not something you want to see.
Yeah, they just let them get that.
They let them get a point,
Yeah.
and they wasted an ult. It's in, most hero shooters and most games, team-based games, you don't really want to waste too much util on a losing fight, basically.
Yeah.
So seeing that it is on the Danes potentially wasting ult there is not good to see. And we see that Chargers actually have 3 ults online. We see Phoenix, back to Phoenix, I think that was a while ago, off Iron Fist. We see Mag ulting here. I think he shot it at his own Fantastic, actually, is what I saw. Maybe just not being able to look for a target, or maybe thinking that it was somebody else. Maybe he thought somebody was near the Fantastic, but I believe he just threw it straight to the ground. But we do see the Danes actually win the fight there, so maybe the the Maggle was actually useful. A Maggle's always useful, I should say, actually. It just eats so much up. And this Captain America pick, I haven't really seen it too much. I haven't seen him running around be as dominating as it could be. He does pick up Invis there, but Quenchable, once again, showing us that he's quite crazy on Adam. His ults are really good, perfectly timed, and his aim is, once again, nothing to laugh at. We see Captain America ult out here, probably just trying to stall, potentially win his team the fight. We see picks by both Adams, swapping, getting 2 DPS down on each side, sorry. Then we see Fantastic ult forcing Invis ult, once again losing its value, but is forcing the Invis ult out for Fantastic ult, which is not too crazy. We do see the Danes being up in support ult. The cap on the Chargers actually dying there. That is quite unfortunate. And it looks like the Danes are going to snowball this out of control a bit. successfully getting a Phoenix ult kill there. It might be worth it. Huge Adam ult. Sorry, I lied. That's only one res. I thought it'd be more. Does get 2 on the Phoenix, so they could potentially win this fight here, but I do think the Danes are just going to kind of crowd around the Adam ult and just, whoever gets res will get picked off again. What do you think, Olivia?
I don't know, man.
I know, there's so much going on, it's
really
hard to say.
Pulling this here.
And we just see the Danes wrapping it up there. And it might look like it's if the port can reach in time, but it is not going to get there in time. And unfortunately for the Chargers, but fortunately for the Danes, that is the end of map 3, and the Danes are going to win the series today 3-0 against the New Haven Chargers. I think the Danes just played slightly better there. They were more confident in their comps. And I think we predicted a little bit ago, Olivia, but Quenchable did get MVP on Adam, which is not something you see in pro play a lot. Pro play is competitive, which is so crazy to see. 13 final hits on Adam is nothing to laugh at. I mean, he's basically a third DPS. I mean, that's what Adam is usually considered as. He's usually like a DPS kind of support hybrid. So it's very interesting there. But that will be it for us tonight. The Danes, UAlbany Gold, this is the gold team, as we said at the beginning, is now 3-0 in the NECC, not NECC, in their league. I believe they're in a different league. But, both rivals teams showing that they are very capable. We know that Purple, I believe, is 2-0. I could assume they are 3-0 by now. And now this team being 3-0, I mean, what are they feeding the rivals players here? Maybe I want some of it, maybe. But that will do it for me. My name is Adrian Magno with Olivia Corey, and we will hopefully see you next week for whatever rivals team they get us to commentate. Everybody, have a good night.